I'm in Salad and I saw Mallrats. It is directed by Kevin Smith, and oh wow, am I excited to review this because my boyfriend and producer Riley, he's a big fan of the View Askewniverse, and he's seen all the Kevin Smith movies. I've only seen Clerks 1, but I really liked Clerks 1. Very excited to catch up on all of the Kevin Smith movies in preparation to watching Clerks 3. Very excited. And if you haven't seen Mallrats, spoilers ahead, but here's the ultimate question for you. Why have you not seen Mallrats? This movie starts with a breakup. Oh no, you got TS, he's supposed to go to Florida with his girl, but he's like, oh no, girl, why won't you go to Florida with me? And it turns out he called someone fat, and that person ran too much and died. And I thought this was a hilarious premise. It was definitely like a good movie opener, but it's because this the girlfriend has to put in place herself in order to be in her dad's game show. Why is the dad having a game show? Lots of money in game shows, I hear. But, you know, he gets dumped. How sad is that? But then we also get to see Brody. He's really into Sega games and video games and not talking to his girlfriend at all. Just like in general. Because of that, his girlfriend also dumps him. And he cannot figure out why she dumped him, even though she tells him that she dumped him for a reason. Like, I pretty much, my immediate suspicion is that Brody is somewhat autistic, because he doesn't quite understand, like, the in-between text of what she is saying during that monologue when she breaks up with him. But anyway, I'm also autistic, so I understand the struggle that Brody's going through. Who cares about girls? I just want video games and I still live with my mom. But they're going to the mall to cope, because they're sad, they've been broken up with. They're at the mall, and probably one of my favorite occurring bits that has a good payoff is there's this kid on the escalator, and the kid's just sitting on an escalator. He's like a toddler, and Brody's like, you know, kids on the escalator is why escalators are, people don't like escalators and they want them to be taken down. It's parents like you that are preventing escalators being favored positively. Like, I also agree with Brody. I also want to scream the same things at random strangers whenever they have their kids on the escalator. I'm like, they can get caught. They can get caught in the escalator. They shouldn't be sitting in the escalator. Escalators are incredibly dangerous. Like, you gotta be standing, you gotta be paying attention in order to use an escalator. Bad parenting. I agree with Brody. But speaking of Brody and TS, the dad game show, there's a game show being made. It's super fun. Jay and Silent Bob are here. And I really like them in this movie because they had nothing to do, and so they're going to destroy the stage as a result. And it's like, why? Okay, you have nothing to do, so you're gonna cause destruction? I love it. This is absolute chaos. There's a lot of, like, lines that pretty much pay off immediately as they're said. Like, either it's TS or Brody. He's like, well, you gotta, like, look forward, and then he turns around and gets hit in the face with something. So, you know, it's pretty on the nose. I like it. There's also Willem. Oh, poor Willem. He cannot see that sailboat. Everyone around him is being able to see that sailboat in the picture that he's staring at. Willem cannot see the sailboat. Maybe everyone's just agonizing him. Maybe everyone's just like, oh, we know that Willem's pain. We should just go up to him and be like, hey, that's a sailboat. nice sailboat, because we all know that he's trying to see his sailboat. We're all just messing with him. It's one elaborate prank. That would be funny. But what's also funny, I did not like the dad of TS's ex, because he's mean. He's very mean. And he wants everything to go perfectly. There's also, I'm kind of like jumping just like on random spots in the movie as I think of the scenes, but there's a scene that I'm thinking of. Now we're talking about TS's ex's dad. Brody is like, oh, I'm gonna shove my hand up my butt and then go ahead and shake his hand and then like give him a bunch of pretzels and then like have him eat the pretzels and lick his hand that had my butt handshake on it. And pretty much during the scene I was like repulsed because it's a gross joke. But it wasn't like the type of joke that I like was repulsed by, because it's like you're just watching the hands of everyone involved. Definitely TS's reaction was my reaction during this, so I'm glad there was an audience insert there. Trying to win back their girlfriends. We also got, there's this guy Brody hates. He runs a shop, and he's also just so happens to be going out with his ex, and it's just sad. Angry at him a lot, like really angry at him. There's an elevator where he's just like standing by the elevator, and then TS approaches, they kind of like talk, distract him, and then Brody goes and slips into the day and his ex is in the elevator. I love this spontaneous, just like, oh, you challenging my libido? Alright, let's go, let's have sex in the elevator right now. And then they do. I don't know how long the sex is, but everyone is just waiting outside of the elevator, and I would be like, what? This is so painful. Oh my goodness. Speaking of sex, there's this girl, she has sex for she has a grant to have sex that she's writing on a book. She seems in control of it all. Like, she has like a whole like planner based on her research. Like, she's admirable. But the entire joke is that she's 15, and so it's creepy. And that's the joke. That's the point of the scene, is to make you feel uncomfortable, so it pays back later. I honestly will hold off on that thought when it comes to paying back later. Let's see what Jay and Silent Bob are up to. Alright, the shenanigans and trying to destroy this stage involve a lot of Silent Bob flying as Batman into a wall because he fails to destroy this key point that will just destroy the stage. Fails. His head goes through a changing wall. Another attempt at this. But this time it's like, it's another attempt and fails. Also, just miraculously, including the security guard, his hat falling off was a nice touch. I liked that. I should also mention that they're not at the mall just to kill some time. They're at the mall to get some comic books. But there's this line, a big old line. Brody is like, I don't understand the line. What's happening here? He tries to push in front of the line, and there's some conflict. Brian Johnson is in the scene as Steve Dave, and the reason why I bring him up is that he is a guest on one of my favorite podcasts. Who are these podcasts? Frequent guests. And I've also done a couple of posters for Who Are These Podcasts, which happen to be one of my favorite podcasts by host Carl. Pretty great, a small world. And also Steve Dave, I might mention, Brad Carter uses Steve Dave as a name on the Phone Losers of America, the Snowplow Show. Wow! 2 connections. I heard Steve Dave before I even watched this movie. And so when I saw Steve Dave, I was like, whoa, Steve Dave, I heard get him Steve Dave. I was like, whoa, wow. Tell him Steve Dave. It was a beautiful moment, but it's also a beautiful moment. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say they're execs. I'd say they're more like investors, it seems like, to the dad's play, like stage. It's truth or date. It's a dating game show. They're building the stage for it. The stage kind of sucks, falls through. That's hilarious. And also, I gotta say, he gets sick. He gets very sick. I wonder why he gets sick. And he even throws up in a bag about it. And I'm like, I'm glad this has been addressed. It wasn't just some like random hand up my butt joke. I'm glad I served some sort of purpose. And also served some sort of purpose. Jay and Silent Bob. You remember that chick who was writing the book on sex? The sexual libido between ages 14 and 30 was technically what it was. She videotapes all of her sex, and she has a tape where the shop guy that is going out with Brody's ex is filmed having sex with her. And so we gotta go get the tape. Tape is got, but not before Jay smokes out two of the contestants. And they get the munchies, and so TS and Brody have to be on the contestant. And then we got this other guy. He's very cool. I mean, he's very much a nerd. Brody is hilarious on the game show. I love just like the talking back and forth. And Brody's just like a really big quipper. He likes making all the quips. And he's just like snapping back at everyone. Then there's a moment where TS is asking the female contestant, which happens to be his ex, about what went wrong, why, what did I do? Why did I fall in love? Why did you fall in love? What did I do? And it's like, oh, now, don't just ask one contestant, ask everyone. And then it kind of just turns into a lot of chaos. Wow, all the chaos. But Brody is hilarious. I absolutely want to see more Brody. Jason Lee, by the way, I didn't know this until I read some of his credits, some of his roles. He's in My Name is Earl, and I love My Name is Earl, so I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. He does a great job in this, and it's awesome because after they just quiff on and on and on, everyone's laughing. It's very racy, very explicit. Like, Brody is like swearing the entire time. Then we get the contestant has chosen who she wants to be with. Ooh, and then Brody has chosen who he wants to be with. Wow! And then, in order to convince her to be with Brody, guess who in the nick of time gets the VHS tape? Oh, it's Silent Bob, but he's hanging upside down. He has dropped the tape. But Will.i.am is back. He gets so angry that everyone's like, it's a sailboat, that he just like knocks on a pole and gets the tape loose. And Silent Bob is like, oh yeah, I have Jedi powers. And I thought that bit was hilarious. The entire movie, it was awesome. He gets the tape and puts it in, and then shows the entire mall of this shop owner guy having sex with the 15-year-old. Pretty much repulses Brody's ex. You get back together. It's cute. You got the fun guys, the funder guys. Man, they're just like in suits. They pretty much are like, I don't like your show, truth or date. But Brody, on the other hand, is awesome. What would you like to be a host of a talk show? And then we see Brody hosting a talk show. Oh man, pretty radical, skedaddle. That should be a flavor of something. This is an awesome movie. It's funny. was very funny. I enjoyed it a lot. It definitely makes me want to go to the mall now. I haven't been to the mall in a while. I really want to go to the mall and spend lots of money and hopefully not see any toddlers get their leg and clothing stuck in the escalator and have it be a whole bloodbath everywhere. I'm hoping that doesn't happen. And so I give this movie a solid 7.9 out of 10. If you like that content and more content on patreon.com/ASEPresents for $3 a month, you get some daily vlogs. $5 a month, you get some salad dressing. What is that? I try on clothes and review them. That's simple. And then $20 a month, you get one movie review per 1 month. So go check out patreon.com/ASEPresents. If you want to see some 18+ adult content, go to this link tree. It has my Fansly. I highly recommend the Fansly. You can go to my Fansly via this link tree right here. So go here. You wouldn't want to miss it. It's fun content. Until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.
I'm cute like a moga, Dedenne, Pichu. I'm hot and I'm talented, you're not, I'll defeat you. I'll curl you up in a ball, make you twitch, Lily Pichu. I'm a Voltorb, I explode easily, but that's the only thing easy about me.